Good morning, everybody. Yes, my name is Geerte Udo. I think my parents never thought I would have any international ambitions by giving me this name. Or maybe they had a sort of insight and thought maybe when she has a career, somebody developed a World Wide Web. And maybe on the web there's a search engine and maybe people will try to find her, so we give her a name that nobody has. That's me. I'm Associate Director, Marketing Strategy at Amsterdam Marketing, and I'm in the lucky position that I can give meaning to the brand Amsterdam for more than 12 years now. So I have the task to talk about 15 years of the brand Amsterdam and the motto I Amsterdam in 15 minutes. So let's get started. And let me say one little thing about me. I'm a maybe standard traveler. The first time I flew to Athens was 25 years ago. And I'm sorry, but the thing I did was going straight to the harbor to Piraeus and taking the boat out to the Isles. I went to Paros, Antiparos, then I went to Crete, and of course, I fell in love with the bartender in Chersonissos. But I was lucky. He was Dutch, and he flew after me back homeward, so we had a brilliant relationship for 4 years. And still, I love to visit your beautiful country. Next summer, I will be sailing here again. This video hopefully shows you that brand management is about emotion. It's not about tourism, it's not about locals, it's about emotion. It's the feeling, like Sine said, it's the value that people make. And we in Amsterdam started already 15 years ago with this integrated, as we now call, holistic approach, that we want to be a city, what is great to live in, international business city, of course a unique city for visitors and an excellent city for meetings and conventions. And the reason why is because we believe that the soul of a destination at the end is created by the people that are there. Of course, the architecture is important, nature is important, etc., but especially in urban situations, these people make the soul of the city. The people that work there, the people that live there, and the people that visit there, of course. So what do we do for residents? We are making sure that the residents feel proud. Why? Because if you have happy residents, it's good for your economy. And good for your economy, then it attracts tourism as well. Of course, if you have great ambassadors, but it's not that the locals only function as an ambassador. At the end, we are doing branding because we want to improve the economic power of our area. So the other one, what we do, is we try to seduce local people to discover their own city. Amsterdam people are like everybody human being. If you go abroad, you run around in 3 days to discover a city. When you're at home, you visit friends, family, etc. So we try to seduce locals to discover their own city, go to their museums, find out new neighborhoods, etc. So they know much more and probably become more proud of it. What do we do for visitors? Of course, when we started 15 years ago, we promoted Amsterdam all around the world as this unique destination of culture, etc. 5 years ago, we already saw that the figures were rising so fast, and we are living in a small, old city, that we knew we had to stop promoting. So 5 years ago, we stopped promoting Amsterdam worldwide. Why? We were in the lucky position that a lot of people knew Amsterdam already, and we said we have to put our efforts in a lot of other things, like spreading tourism and increasing the quality of it. And the third target group we have is attracting businesses. And there, it's really important for us to improve this image. We're in the lucky position that a lot of people know the word Amsterdam. Unfortunately, the red light district and coffee shops are not unique selling points that attract European headquarters to our city. So we have to work on this image to make sure that the people know why we are there. And the other important reason why we have this integrated approach is because at the end of the day, we're human beings. We know if you would come over for a conference in Amsterdam and you would go back and your daughter would come up to you and say, "Mommy, Daddy, can I study in Amsterdam?" The chance you will say yes is much bigger after you experienced it. And maybe after I go back home to my place and I find my brother who is in the startup business, and I can tell him, there are really things going on in Athens, you should have a look there. So you have always to keep in mind that we target human beings that just are in different functions during the day. We launched the motto, I Amsterdam, for the brand more than 15 years ago, and in 2013 we merged all the organization. So we had a tourism board, we had a cultural board, we had a business board, and we merged them all into Amsterdam Marketing. We're a public-private foundation, so that means that 1/3 of our income comes from City Hall, 1/3 of 1,100 private and cultural partners, and 1/3 just from consumers. And this is how we get in contact with all the people that at the end make Amsterdam area. So we have a lot of advisory board, it costs a lot of time, but together we can build this one brand. So our strategy is quite simple. As Martin already showed you, it's all about the action and the branding. And we had to work, of course, a lot on this image building by doing all this storytelling all the time, but on the other hand, also trying to improve reality. And like Martin said, first and above all, it's about the place making. We had the easy example already 10 years ago that the government asked us to do more campaigns to attract international students. We said, great, but where should they live? We had a huge housing problem in Amsterdam. And we said, why should we do a campaign if there are no houses available? Maybe we first should solve this problem before we start campaigning. And that is what we mean by the place making if you want to attract new target groups. Doesn't matter if it's locals or businesses, or make sure your destination is ready for it. Then if it comes to the customer journey, we as a marketing and branding organization invest only in the reputation and consideration part of it. So the reputation is really the building images of what Amsterdam is about and why you should choose us or not. And the consideration is guiding the locals, guiding the visitors, but also guiding meeting planners and businesses. The sales is done by all our partners, like you. The Rijksmuseum really sells their own tickets. The meeting planner will finally get the conference over to our city. So together, we make the business. We do this based on core values. And it's a story that is very important. We heard it already before, but how do you differentiate if it comes to your brand? The biggest failure in place branding is that people, if you compare it by selling a car, would say, I have a car and there's an engine inside. It has 4 wheels and also a steer. That is what we do. We say every city is great. Who of you knows which startup city in Europe is a startup city? Every city in Europe is a startup city. So if we want to attract startups, how do we differentiate? So we choose that every story, if it comes from branding, should be a crossover of creativity and spirit of commerce. So we told all the startups, if you are in the creative phase, go to Berlin. They're much more creative. It's much cheaper. When you're in a startup business, you invest all your money in the startup. Or if you need investors, go to London or Silicon Valley. That's where the big money is. But if you're in between and you want to make business out of your creative idea, or you need some creative influence to make your business fly, come to Amsterdam, and we will help you out. And if you dare to choose, people can choose you. So of course we communicate all these stories with these general platforms, but we also made sure, for instance, with social media, that we took a very close call on what is doing where and when. Twitter is our business channel. It's not about tourism. Facebook and Instagram is about emotion. Every city has a Facebook page, you know that. Who of you follows the Facebook page of Barcelona? Hands. No, who of you follows the Facebook page of London? I'm not going to say Copenhagen or Amsterdam. So, Barcelona, London, Paris, no. So why do all the cities have a Facebook page? Keep in mind, who are these people that you want to reach out, and which channels are they using, and how do you make sure you interact with them? We still believe in print, because we all get lost in the information on the internet, and in the print you have a selection that you can manage. This is one of the examples I want to highlight. It's a festival we do for local people. And why do we do it? We have a lot of new areas in Amsterdam where we want to redevelop and get more business in. So we co-create with locals. We make a program for 24 hours. We invite all the other locals to discover this new neighborhood. And because they are there, they see a lot of opportunities. We get connection, so the neighborhood grows afterwards. And of course, if a neighborhood grows, it's good for the prices, it's good for the locals, it's good for the entrepreneurs, and then the Dutch visitors will go there. And after the Dutch visitors go there, the international visitors will go there. So by doing this program for and by locals, just showing them funny parts of city that they would normally not go to, we try to redevelop all these areas that need that information. Last but not least, we have two problems if it comes to over-tourism. And we love to call it challenges because we love to look for solutions. One is the overcrowdedness that Sine told about. And yes, we have problems with the bikes as well. But you explained it perfectly. This is another campaign, and I think a lot of islands, at least as I know it, also have the problem, and that's with misbehavior. There are certain groups of travelers, they just go around the world, drink a lot, and then leave. They don't add anything to your place. And we developed a campaign, at least to make them aware that there are limits to this freedom.
Amsterdam is a popular tourist destination. Visitors travel from near and far to experience its cultural attractions, architecture, vibe, and restaurants. Some visitors do not come just for the city, though. Rather, they only visit to party excessively. This type of behavior has become an increasing annoyance for locals and business owners, and it makes certain parts of the city less livable. That is unacceptable. This is why Amsterdam Marketing is launching a major campaign to tackle public disturbances caused by this misconduct. So what is the campaign really about? When you think of Amsterdam, you think of freedom. The freedom to be who you want, to say what you think. But this freedom is not without limits. It came to be thanks to one important condition: respect for each other. It is precisely this freedom that the campaign wants to highlight. What is this message exactly? We want residents and visitors alike to enjoy Amsterdam, and we want visitors to behave, but we're not going to wag a finger like a parent to a child. That wouldn't work for this target group, and it's simply not our style in Amsterdam. Instead, the goal is to increase awareness about what is or isn't allowed in the city by presenting good behavior as freedom of choice. From where to put your litter to public behavior, from drinking alcohol to going to the toilet. But who are they exactly? Who are we talking to in this campaign? There isn't just one single type of nuisance visitor, but there is a certain group that comes here specifically to party excessively without concern of consequences. We're talking mainly about male visitors between the ages of 18 to 34 years old from the Netherlands and the UK. The campaign will be visible to them from the very beginning, when trips are being planned, right through to them actually going out in town. The right message will be conveyed at the right moment. This is essential to the success of the campaign. Who are the interested parties, initiators, and supporters of this campaign? Amsterdam Marketing took the initiative to start this campaign. The idea, concept, and development was devised in collaboration with other involved stakeholders, including financial aspects as well as communication. We are working together with the police, enforcement teams, and the City of Amsterdam. We have tested the concept and discussed it with residents and business owners and with the target group in the Netherlands and the UK. Partners such as the Amsterdam branch of the Royal Dutch Hospitality Association and Amsterdam Airport Schiphol are contributing financially and providing advertising space. The campaign is being supported by GVB, the city's public transport operator, and campsites around Amsterdam. The Rijksmuseum and the Van Gogh Museum are also contributing financially to this campaign, as are several business owners from Amsterdam's main entertainment areas. Once again, everyone is welcome in Amsterdam, but not at the expense of the city's livability. With this campaign, we are taking action. Because whether you are a resident, visitor, entrepreneur, or transport provider, Amsterdam belongs to everyone and is for everyone, and this is how it should always feel.
And that is how we, with our holistic integrated approach, try to keep our place livable, lovable, and prosperous. Thank you.